Okay, so surface area is the total covering on the faces of a three-dimensional object. It is measured in square units. Okay, so an example of this would be wrapping a present. So when you wrap a present, you're covering the surface area or the amount of cardboard on a box. Okay, so it says use the dimensions of the rectangular prism to label the net. Then calculate the area of all six faces. Okay, so we're going to find the total surface area. So we need to find the area. So remember, this is a rectangle. So we're doing length times width. Okay, so if I talk about A, okay, so it gives me, we're trying to find, this is, remember, this is the, the long one. So this is going to be 4, this is the face, 4 times 11. So we're going to get 4 times 11. Which equals 44. All right. Then B is going to be this piece. So we have 3 for the base and 11 for the height. I don't know why it didn't want to let me do it. 3 times 11 equals 33. Okay. C is going to be the same thing as A. So it's going to be 44. All right. D is going to be the same thing as B. We get 33. And then E and F are also going to be the same thing. So E and F is going to be the bases. So we're going to get 4 times 3, which gives me 12. And we add all those up. So 44, 33, 44, 33, 12, and 12. We're going to get a total surface area of 178 centimeters squared. Okay. All right. Use your understanding of surface area to answer the questions below. Decompose the net into shapes and complete the table to determine the total surface area of the rectangular prism. So it tells us that this piece is 3, this is 15, and this is 8. So for shape 1, we have the formula is going to be area equals base times height. Okay. All of the formulas are going to be that because they're all rectangles. Okay. So it doesn't really matter which one you say is shape 1, shape 2, or shape 3. All right. But if we're going to do shape 1, let's say shape 1 is this one right here. Okay. So we have 8 for that piece, and then we have 3 for the other. So 8 times 3 gives me 24. Okay. Now let's say shape 2 is this one. All right. So we have 15 for the length. And then for the bottom of it, notice if we wrapped it around, it's going to be 8. Okay. Okay. So we get 15 times 8, which gives me 120. Okay. And then the third shape is going to be these little pieces right here. Okay. So we're going to do 15 because that's it. And then the little piece right there is going to be 3. So 15 times 3 gives me 45. Okay. Now notice I've got 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these. So I'm actually adding these 3 numbers twice, which gives me 378 meters squared. Okay. All right. Let's look at the next one. Okay. So if we talk about lateral surface area is the sum of the areas of the surface of a solid except for the bases. So lateral just meaning across, we don't want the bases. We just want the lateral pieces. Okay. So lateral surface area. All right. If we get 5 times 4.2 is going to give me 21. Because remember, we're just doing area, which is length times width. Okay. And then this one, we would get, this one says it's 2.9. All right. And then, so we need to figure out this piece and this piece. So this one would also be 21. Okay. And now we need to figure out when we do this piece, what do we get? Okay. So we would get, I don't know why it took that off of there. So this should be 21 and this should be 21. Okay. And then this one, this piece is 5. So 5 times 2.9 is going to give me 14.5. Okay. So this one would also be the same thing. It's equal to that. So when we add it all up, it's going to give me 71 centimeters squared. Okay. All right. If I wanted to find the total surface area, then I would need to add in these two pieces. Okay. All right. So go back up and look at this. So if we're looking at the top and the bottom, okay, remember on this one, we said that the bottom, this piece was 3 and this one was 8. And so that worked for both of them. Okay. So down here, we have that this is 4.2 and this is 5. So we still got to figure out what this piece right here is. Okay. So we need to figure that out at this point. Okay. So this bottom half on this one is going to be, you're going to do 4.2 times 2.9. That's going to give you the base of these two. And when you do that piece, if we do 4.2 times 2.9, we get 12.18. And then you're going to multiply that by 2 because there's both bases, which ends up giving you 24.36. And so the total is going to be 95.36 centimeters squared. Okay. So same process on number 3. We're finding the lateral surface area. And then we're going to find the total surface area. So the lateral would just be the side pieces, not the base. So if we said shape 1, was going to be 8. So this side piece right here, 8 times 2.5 gives me 20. And then remember, I have 2 of those, so that's going to be 40. Okay. And then we have shape 2. And that's going to be, we're going to do not the base, but we're going to do the big side. So it's going to be 4 times 8, which gives me 32. And I have 2 of those, which is 64. So the lateral surface area of this is going to be 104 inches squared. Now, if I want to add in the total surface area, I need to do shape 3, which is actually our bases. And our base would be 4 times 2.5, which gives me 10. And then times 2 is 20. So we would add that in. And so you would get a total surface area of 124 inches squared. Okay. All right. Number 4 says all of the surfaces of the cube net below are being painted. How many square feet will be covered? So what we know about a cube is all the sides are the same. So length times width, we would get 16. All right. So then 16, and there's 6 spaces. So we would get a total surface area of 96 feet squared. All right. Number 5 says Gerald is using butcher paper to cover 4 faces of the cube shown. If Gerald will not cover the base, then how many square inches of butcher paper will he need? So once again, we're just finding lateral surface area. Okay. So it's a cube though. So we know it's 3.5 times 3.5, which gives me 12.25. And I'm going to multiply that by 4 because I don't want the bases, because I just want lateral surface area, which gives me 49 inches squared. Okay. All right. And then I don't want you to worry about this one. So don't worry about that one for the notes, but go back over this and see if you need any help or any questions about finding surface area of rectangular prisms.